Keto iced tea, baby. Alright, let's do it. Hey guys, it's your girl Jalicia and I'm back with another video. Now, let me tell you what had happened, okay? Now, this was supposed to be a live loc Q&A because I asked you guys on the community page to leave me questions about your locs that you were having that I didn't quite answer. And honey, we attempted to go live last night, hence the video before this one. That shit didn't work. My iPhone was making some loud ass noise and she couldn't deal. So thank you to everyone that tuned in. I had like over 200 people and I was only on for 2 minutes. So it made me feel like, you know. But we're going to answer the questions today and I'm going to try to keep the editing to a minimum so we can kind of feel like this is a live and you can see for yourself how much I like to ramble on. Okay? Alright, now before I get started, please let me know your thoughts on my new background. I love it. The sparkly ones are still going to be here, but I needed something different, and this graffiti is making me feel away. You know what I'm talking about? Amazon. Alright, now let's get to the questions. I have them here on my phone since clearly, you know, you can't record video on this thing, and I might have put on a little bit too much oil, but we're gonna roll with it. Alright, let's get to the community tab. Alright, now I have about 15 questions, so let's do this. And can we discuss how fun the little community section is, but I never ever really get to use it. So this is my first time, and thank you guys for responding and, you know, telling me your information or whatever. Alright, let's get to it. And sidebar to the sidebar, when I look this way, right here, like how I be like this, I'm looking at myself in the camera. Just so you know, I'm not like looking at someone making remarks behind me. Not that y'all would care. Alright, so I broke the screen protector and now let's just get rid of that thing because I can't see without it. Told y'all this is going to be a feeling like it was live. This is me live. Alright. First question comes from the Empress 444. She says, hey boo, which is better, a scarf or a bonnet? I've been using bonnets but was told to switch to a scarf. Honey, I'm so glad you asked me that because when I tell you I have been reading people online and in person, let me say it loud and clear. Not just for you but for others who don't know. Bonnets are for weaves, okay? 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 So, get away from there, lion. Live. So, do not use a bonnet on your locs. Now, there's one condition where you can use a bonnet. And that's when you've tied it down like hell with a silk scarf and you just want to put the bonnet on top. But no, bonnets are not for locs, okay? And at some point, we're going to get into the fact that my hair is reddish pink. I feel away, but we're not talking about that right now. So, the only thing that you should be tying your hair down with, if your hair is, say, shoulder length or shorter, you can use a do-rag, but I recommend a loc sock, do-rag, satin scarf. That's it, okay? Bonnets are a no-no. And I just told one of my Facebook girls, you know who you are, yesterday, like, girl, no ma'am, no ham, no motherfucking Pam. We're not doing bonnets, okay? So I'm not gonna blame you, the Empress 444. I'm just gonna say that your question helped a lot of people. You know what I'm talking about? Alright, moving on. Next question is Antoinette Cargill. Y'all don't mind me using the names, right? If not, it's a little too late, but next time let me know. I'm going to lock my hair today using the braid method. How would I tighten it for future reference and how frequently should I tighten it? Okay, Antoinette, congratulations on your loc journey. When you start your hair with braids, you're going to retwist the root as it grows out like normal. So there's nothing different that you have to do for braid locks. So I definitely hope you're enjoying that. Next question. That was pretty cool, right? Newbie 34 says, some of the ends of my locs are thinning. I thought I was moisturizing and drinking enough water. Do you have any suggestions? P.S. I cut off the thin ends because I don't like that look. Okay, Newbie, and you didn't give me enough information because I would like to know how long you've been locking. If this is in the beginning, let's say year or less of your journey, The thinning locks are just the ends that need to be cut off. But if you're like, well, 1, 2, 3 years into the journey, I would look in to see if they were color treated ends, because color treated ends are the first to go bye-bye. Bye, bye, bye. So you did the right thing by cutting them off, because there's no use in saving them. But you need to see if maybe you're palm rolling too tight, someone's twisting your hair too tight, or your color treated ends are not being moisturized. Now, you said that you thought you were moisturizing. What does that mean? Because what do you mean by think? Either you're doing it or you're not. And I'll link my moisturizing video, and you should probably check out that starter locks video that I just put up as well. Hope that helps. Alright, Angel612 says, what are some good products for locks as far as shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and oils? And how do you keep your hair moisturized in the winter? Okay, Angel, you must be new to the channel, because all of those things I've already shown you. But since we're here doing a little Q&A, I will go ahead and remind you guys of what I suggest. Now, let's start with shampoo and conditioner. Now, if my oldie but goodies would come to the front, you guys would know that I've been using this for a long time now. And I'll add a picture if you can't see it with the lights. This, however, is just a conditioner, but this is the Paul Mitchell Tea Tree Conditioner, and this is the Sally's Designer, what do you call these? The Designer Imposters. And I use this shampoo and conditioner. Yes, I still do. Yes, okay? This is a staple. However, you know, if you're washing and shampooing, you're running out of conditioner and shampoo all the time. So, I also have been loving this, thanks to Damien and all his little crusaders. I finally jumped on the bandwagon, and this is the Design Essentials Oat Protein and Henna. This cleans your locks really well. Barbadian261, hey boo! She put me onto this and the JCPenney plug, and honey, I've been buying it by the 2 and 3s ever since. Now, there is also a shampoo for people who can't get their hands on that. One is at Sally's, and one you can buy online and pretty much everywhere. I also use the Black Suave. I don't have a bottle here. The moisturizing one, I do use that as a backup to the backup. So those are the 3 shampoo and conditioners I use. However, you need to find something that likes your hair and that your hair agrees with, because just because I say use that, your hair might hate tea tree, or your hair might not like the Design Essentials, because the smell, woo, but it worked good, okay? So that's my recommendations. Now, you asked about leave-in conditioner and oils. Now, I always talk to you guys about Africa's best oil, but I never have a chance to show it. This is it. Yes, I know a lot of you look at this, and when you see it and you see the price in the store, you're like, nah, she's not talking about this. She's talking about this. This is what I'm using. This is a fresh bottle that I have here. This is the oil that I use for myself and my clients. Now, I do mix this with Jamaican black castor oil, and I put some raw rosemary bush in my oils to enhance it as well, because rosemary is great for hair growth. That is what I do for myself and my clients, and that is the oil blend that I like. You need to find an oil blend that you like. Now, I know that sounds stupid, but that is kind of the theme for the video. You have to find products that work good on your hair, because people love coconut oil. Honey, coconut oil don't do shit for me, period. Okay? So I can't use it on my hair. It just sits on top and does nothing. So find an oil that works for you. The only oils that I would ask that you stay away from is peppermint oil and tea tree oil. Those 2 things are antiseptics and should be treated in very, very small doses. But as a rule, just stay away from them. Alright. And how do you keep your hair moisturized in the winter? I go along with my moisture program. I spray my hair 2 or 3 times a week, and I also keep my hair wrapped up as much as possible. Meaning, if I don't have to go anywhere or anything, I put a hat on, I put a stocking cap on. But I want to let you know, winter doesn't damage my hair as much as summer do, because that heat. What you hear in the background is lying. We live, right? We live. That heat, honey, it boils my hair. So I don't really have a lot of problems. What I would say is just ramp up the moisture, and please grease your scalp, okay? Alright, next question comes from Courtney725. Hey Courtney! Due to me growing out shave size, I'm getting lock extensions to start my lock journey. What part system do you suggest for a fuller look? C-parting, box, or diamond? That's something I really can't answer to you, because lock extensions are going to make your hair a lot fuller and bigger than you want anyway. Now, if you're putting lock extensions on to grow out your locks and then cut off those lock extensions, I would be very careful with the amount of parting that they give you when they do it. Reason being, I have several clients who went a transition from a lock extension to a lock, and they have jumbo locks that they did not want, and if they could choose, they would make it smaller. So for a fuller look, I'm gonna say with lock extensions, you're gonna get fuller anyway, especially if you go to someone that's, let's say, a newbie with lock extensions, which let's all say a silent prayer for Courtney that she doesn't. But the parting really doesn't matter. In 2 months, you're not gonna see that parting at all, and if you go to a stylist that doesn't honor the parting that you have, it's probably gonna be gone. But for shits and giggles, I would say diamond. That's what I think is cute. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Be mindful, make sure she doesn't give you jumbo ass locks, like with the back row being 2 locks. That's too big, okay? You need at least 4 or more in the back. That's a tip. And I didn't even charge you for it, Courtney. Hey! Anyway, alright, Sia Charles says, hey Sia, how can I color my jet black to dark brown? How can I color my jet black hair to dark brown, and how can I have healthy colored hair? Well, the only way to get your hair from black to any other color besides black, you're gonna have to lift it, aka bleaching, or you can use an at-home method, which is like a box color, I'm sorry. But let me tell you something, Sia, that people don't talk about enough. If you have put jet black dye on your hair, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to lighten it. Now, this is not something that I'm saying just because I'm a bitch. I went through it myself. Especially Beijing. If you ever want color on your hair ever again, please do not put Beijing on it ever, okay? Because it's like the blackest of the black, and it's hard as hell to lift. I struggled a lot with that because I was a Beijing girl, and I'm contemplating going back to black. I'll let you guys know about that. But you're gonna have to bleach your hair. And healthy colored hair is kind of an oxymoron. Coloring damages your hair, so it's no way it's not going to be healthy. But you can flourish with colored hair, and that's by keeping up on moisturizing, washing it, not over bleaching and or over processing. Find the color that you like and try to bleach your hair, you know, every 4 months. Don't try to go to platinum blonde, because there's no way that you can save that. Those are the ways that you can have healthy colored hair. But once you color your hair, especially using bleach, you have to take care of it, or else it's going to go down to the dogs. And that's just something that I know from experience myself, and I see people every day. When you see people with blonde locks and they're all broken up and nasty, they didn't take care of it. And the biggest issue with locks or bleach is not being washed out properly, and it's eating your lock up from the inside out. Yeah. So it's a lot more serious than just slapping the dye on and going about your day. You know what I mean? So I hope that answered your question. And the last one on this section is from Kimberly Watson. Hey Kim, I really want to add color. Is there one you recommend, permanent or temporary? The one that I don't recommend is, I don't recommend that you use Dark and Lovely dyes, but that's just my personal issue. I got beef with them going back to 1993 because I had used them one time and I dyed my hair. What color did I dye it? I think it was supposed to be a brown, and that bitch turned green. Hunter green. I have that in a video sometime back, but yes. So I got personal beef with Dark and Lovely, but I like Cream of Nature dyes. I like Adore. I like some of the new Kiss rinses that's out. So it just depends on what color you want, because I'm very open when it comes to color. I mean, you only get one chance. I mean, nobody look at this ugly ass color that I got now. Oh, it's so ugly. But we'll talk about that in another video. But those are the colors that I recommend. So you just gonna come on my channel, watch my video, and not subscribe? Click all 3 of them hoes, okay? Alright. Y'all be getting so mad. Alright, so Loki Me 46 says they have us a nice cute paragraph, honey, so let's do it. I just combed my 4-year locks out due to thinning roots and serious breakage. I would only get my hair retwisted between 2 or 3 months, but I washed it every week or two myself. I desperately miss my locks and I'm about to start a new lock journey. I want to know how can I prevent the thinning breakage of my hair. I didn't manipulate my hair a lot, wear tight updos, etc. Any advice I may have overlooked? I asked the loctician to access my hair scalp health I think she meant assess. I asked the loctician to assess my hair scalp process before she even started the process, and I would love to hear any advice you may have. Thanks so much. Now this is actually a really common issue, and I'm gonna let you know where you went wrong at in my eyes. Now when you said here that you got your retwist every 2 or 3 months, but you washed it every week or two, that's where you went wrong. If you're not gonna retwist your hair, you shouldn't be, let me not say you shouldn't be washing it, that's not what I meant. You shouldn't be washing it 5 times more than you're getting your retwist. You see what I'm saying? So if every 2 months you're washing your hair every 2 weeks, that's at least what, 2 or 3 washes in between retwists. That's what is messing up your hair, because every time you wash your hair and you don't retwist it, it's an opportunity for the hair, for the loose hair to play around with the others, attach to other locks, and then when you separate that, when it's time to actually retwist, you don't really know what hair belongs to you, and you're leaving up to that loctician to cut it apart, snatch it apart, and put it to the lock that necessarily might not be. So my suggestion to you is, if you're gonna get your hair, first of all, starter locks should be getting their hair done every 3 weeks to a month. That's a fact. That's to keep your locks looking good and to keep it in the right formation. No Beyonce. So what you need to do is, if you're gonna retwist, you need to retwist your starter locks every month. So you say you're starting off, get to know that. In between that, wash it 1 time. So 1 time in between retwists, you can wash by yourself. But I wouldn't suggest, unless you know how to wash starter locks, I would suggest allowing your stylist to wash it. I wouldn't just say go in there willy-nilly, because your locks will wash right out. But if you want to wash it yourself, if you have a stylist that believes that starter locks don't wash, which cancel her, but anyway, then you do have to wash it yourself. I have a video showing how to wash starter locks. But when you wash it at home, separate your hair. Separate your hair. Put some moisturizer or grease on the scalp, which further separates it even more. Because if you just, and especially if you're wearing your hair in ponytails and them things, they're just getting married and joined together. So that's what I suggest you went wrong. You went too far in between a retwist, and you had too much washing where your hair could be manipulated and tangle on each other, and that definitely does cause thinning, because every time you don't retwist, it's just dangling out there free. That's what I would suggest. Also, a moisturizing routine, and have that person not twist your hair down to the scalp too hard. All those 2 things could probably contribute to what you were experiencing. So I wish you a healthy journey. Of course, if you're having any further issues, come back, honey, and we'll talk about it. I know some of you saw the video where I say I'm doing lock consultations, and I am. I'm going to edit that video sometime this week. It's just I've been busy in the holiday rush. I'm sure you can understand. The next question is from Kimberly Watson. Hey Kim, will semi-free roaming cause damage to locks? Absolutely not. But like I was just telling Loki, you do have to make sure that you are separating, because if you're not separating your hair after you wash it, and while it's wet, by the way, don't attempt to separate it when it's dry, then you're going to be causing damage to your hair. So Naturally Beautiful says, hey girl, what is a good moisturizer for locks, since I love coloring mine? And do you still use the amazing spray that you mixed up for your locks? I'm thinking about mixing up some more, but it's been over a year since I did that, and I'm 2 years and 3 months into my lock journey. Okay, what's a good moisturizer for my locks? This is the moisturizer that I'm currently using. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. I've talked about it a million times. I also talked about it in my starter lock video, which I suggest you go and see. But this is what I use to moisturize my hair. I also use a moisturizing lotion that I did not bring on my personal hair, and I coat it with oil. That's what I do. And I have an entire moisturizing video that I'm going to add to this video as well, so you can check that out. About the Amazing Spray, honey. I went into a rant about the Amazing Spray. I'll put it here. But to sum up your question in a short answer, no, I don't make it no more. Not that I don't stand by it, but It was too much headache and pain over clients that did not belong to me. They was calling me, harassing me about orders they made to his ass, and I'm like, bitch, do I look like I work for Damien? But that's a whole nother topic, honey, and you didn't ask for that drama. And if you want to know further, again, the rant video will be linked. Alright, next question. Danielle B. Hey boo! Will styling locks in the beginning stages damage or cause weak spots throughout the lock? Absolutely not. I style most of my clients from day one if they have enough hair. However, if you're styling too tight and if they don't know what they're doing, absolutely it will cause damage to your lock. So just make sure it's not too tight and the lock is not twisted to the point where it's coiling on each other, because that is a telltale sign that the lock is too tight. And if you need more information about what that looks like, I have a video that I'll link showing you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so Pam's lock journey. And Pam, love you down boots. Thank you for trucking with us last night. I know you were disappointed, but here we are getting to your question, and I hope you still love me, okay? Type it in the comments if you do. I don't believe you. If you don't, type it. Alright, any drugstore moisturizing products you suggest? Well, Pam, yes, believe it or not. Where's the bottle? I couldn't find it. This is a drugstore product. They sell this at the dollar store, Walmart, Target, any place that has black hair care. This is where you can find this. So this is my #1 moisturizing product that I advise all of you guys to not sleep on, because the smell and the way how it sprays, look at that. Okay, nobody saw that. It's empty. Okay, trust me when I say it has a nice fine spray. And I also use, like I said, I like a moisturizing lotion. So there's a Paul Mitchell moisturizer that looks just like this, but it's a moisturizer that I love, and it has lavender in it. I also use that to coat my locks, but oil is also a good moisturizer. These are all things that you can get at the grocery store, drugstore, anywhere. And here's a fun tip. I see a lot of things going on in the locks community that I don't agree with. The product doesn't have to be $195 in order to work. Don't go out there buying that Benny Demas, you know that guy with that big hair, he's selling strawberry bread for your hair. Don't go buy that shit, okay? Get a product that your hair agrees with and use that and stick with that, because consistency helps your hair way more than a product will, okay? And that's just the double truth. Ruth. Remember that from Do the Right Thing. Damn, I'm old. His name is Peter. He says, which set of locks are these? These? This is my first and only set. Yeah. These are the locks that I've trial and errored. And fun fact, yesterday was my 6-year lock. Fun fact, yesterday was my 9-year lock anniversary. 9 years. I cut my hair into my bob, what, 6 months ago? If you guys didn't see that, the video will be linked. But the videos will be linked is the name of this Q&A. So yeah, this is my first set. All the trial and error, all the fuck shit, I did it with these, honey, and we still here. It's not my fault, y'all. I'm touched, and y'all know this. Next. Hey, Nikki. Nikki Comforter says, I've started my locks myself using the 2-strand twist method. It will be a month on the 8th of January. Are there any do's and don'ts I need to know? I will be doing this myself and don't want to damage my hair in the process. So if you could tell me any information that would help me along this journey, that would be a blessing truly. These were actually started with 2-strand twists as well. The one tip that I can tell you is it's going to take a while from your hair to turn from a twist to an actual lock. Don't panic about that. That's just a part of the process. Now, you want do's and don'ts, so I'm just going to list up a pile of videos for you to check out, because this is what I've been doing for what, 7 years now. So the first thing is I have a 10 things not to do to your locks. I'm going to add that here. Second video, I have a newbies what to do and what not to do. I'm going to link that here. And thirdly, I have how to retwist and what to do and all that stuff. I have that video. Those are the 3 videos that I say that you should get, that I suggest that you check out to go ahead and get you started in the process. Congratulations, and don't panic, don't freak out. you can do it. Alright. Alright. Next question is from the Ken Dog 3. Hey! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you too. You know, sometimes you just thank you. Shout out to you and your Happy New Yearness. Nobody on here even asked me how I was doing. They just got straight to the questions, okay? Niggas say we ain't got time for that shit. Anyway, this is gonna make you laugh. Happy New Year. My question is, has a white person ever just reached out and touched your hair? Bitch. Where do I get started? Okay, one time at band camp. If you watch my story times, y'all know I love to start a good story with that. Okay, let me tell you quick story time. Alright. Picture it, Sicily, 1994. I went to Walmart this one time when I first moved to Athens, and my locks were under a year. Under a year. And you know, if your locks are under a year, they're not the best looking. I had 2-strand twists. They were still looking like twists. I wasn't feeling my best, you know what I mean? But still, I was out here. So I am walking down the aisle, and I hear somebody say, ma'am, ma'am. So I turn around and she's like, your hair is so pretty. Are you starting locks? And then I was like, oh yeah. You know, at that point, I was so thankful that she recognized them at Locs, you know, because everyone was saying twist. I'm like, yeah. Before I could get the H in the yeah out, didn't she just all to my scalp? Yes, she did. Now I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Is she dead? She's not. Because that caught me by surprise. I stood there and literally she was like this and my face was like. So I said, ma'am, don't touch my fucking hair. Do you know she was like, she jumped back as if I was being aggressive. So she's like, oh, I'm sorry. So me being the person I am, I went into the whole, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And she's like, oh, I've always been intrigued in the black people hair. You know, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, I ain't the one. Okay, so I read her for filth and I kept on getting my groceries. But yes, thanks for asking. Someone did try me like that. And that's how I know they out there, the scalp grabbers. You would swear this bitch was checking for a weave. I'm like, bitch, this my real hair. The fuck? Story time with Jalecia. Alright, we actually have 2 more questions left. Believe it or not. So, Yishka's Dream. I really hope I said that correctly because yes. Hey, boo. Alright, she says, can you discuss lock part ratio? I started my locks myself with small locks using the interlocking method, root to tip, and they was very small, almost like sister locks. But now my locks have expanded and look like fuzzy small locks. I still interlock using 2-point rotation. Will my locks be too heavy for my roots? I'm 10 months locked, by the way, and I would appreciate it. Also, this is my 2nd set of locks and been watching your videos for years. Love them. You are too funny, miss. Your story times. Aww. Alright, that was us having a moment. Thank you so much for the love and support, all you guys, because I know obviously you have to be watching my channel in order to ask me a question, so I love you guys. Shout out to you. On to this. Lock part ratio is probably the most important decision you're ever going to make when it comes to locks. But the kind of sketchy part about that is how your locks look on day 1 is not how they're going to look, because locks expand, right? So when you're looking at the part, I can't even pull up one of my locks because my parts are non-existent for the last 2 months. But when you're looking at your part, the square size is the thickness of what your lock is going to be, despite how skinny your lock is once the coil is made or the twist is made. That's not going to verify how fat your lock is. The square size is what determines. So that's what lock to part ratio even means, okay? Now, you said you started them off really small using sister locks and now they look like fuzzy small locks. That's normal. That's how it should be. Doesn't mean that the way they look fuzzy is how they're going to stay, because locks expand and they need to be palm rolled back into place. That's how the lock journey begins. The frizz and the fuzz comes up first, and like I tell my clients, the frizz is your friend, because without the frizz you're never going to get a lock. Okay, so my thing to you is, if you're doing your hair yourself, why would you want locks that small? That's number one. Number two, how are you going to palm roll all these microscopic ass locks? And number three, if you're doing the sister lock method, then we can't have an actual conversation, because sister lock method is trademarked, and I don't know what they do up the shaft of their locks. But as far as the 2-point rotation, here's my tidbit. From all the information that I know about correct interlocking, and I have an interlocking video right here. See what I'm talking about? You have to do a 4-point count, not a 2-point, okay? So I'm concerned about, does your locks have space in between? Because if you don't correctly close that point, you're going to have holes in your locks. That's why you can't just let any and everybody interlock your hair, because they will fuck your shit up, okay? So if you notice that the lock at the root has a Y like this, you did it wrong. If you notice that the lock is looking like this, but there's a gap right here, you did it wrong. So you need to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And let me be honest with you, depending on how long ago the mistake was made, some of them cannot be patched and fixed. And I hate to try to scare you, but it's important that when you're interlocking, you're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I would suggest about the part to lock ratio. They're not going to be too heavy for the roots though. That's not a thing. That does not happen where the locks are pulling the roots. That doesn't happen. So that's not something that you should worry about. Bob Marley didn't have that problem with his jumbo locks. So I think we all going to be alright when it comes to that. And I just gave you guys a mini story time. So I hope that helps. And I have more story times coming, because honey, I have a new video that I want to make, updating you guys on all the bullshit my clients have put me through, because woo, 2018 was a doozy. Okay? Alright, and the last question comes from May. Hey May! I feel like you had another question, May. I'm gonna look for it. What's a great moisturizing shampoo that won't leave residue and it's not creamy, which leads to buildup? Okay, May. You my girl, so I'm gonna put you up on game, okay? You're not gonna find one. You're not gonna find one. You're just not. Here's why. If you want it moisturizing, it's gonna have to be creamy. Okay? The bigger question is, how are you getting buildup from shampoo? Because that should not be happening. That should not be happening. I suggest that you use less shampoo, or before you wash your hair, when it's still dry, you unravel the buildup and comb through it and pick it out before you wash your hair, because shampoo is the last thing that should be giving you buildup. It should be, shampoo and conditioner should be the moisturizing balance of your locks. Like, it's the first step in conditioning, and conditioner can leave buildup if you don't get it all out, but shampoo, leave me a comment either on my Instagram or leave me down here. Let me know what shampoo you're using, because I just gave you a list earlier of all the shampoos that I use. They're all moisturizing, and I've never had a client have that issue. So that's very interesting to me. Like, what are they using, girl? You know what I'm saying? That was it? Oh my god, that was all the questions. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I want to tell you this, because I have a lot of people that want questions about weight loss, honey. And I know you have a lot of questions about that. So in this video, tell everybody. In this video, leave your weight loss questions, and when I get to 15 questions, we will do a Q&A about weight loss. And it could be weight loss and any other question, non-lock related. So if you want to ask me questions about my personal life, if you always wanted to know some shit that I had said about a story time, this is your opportunity. Leave all weight loss and personal questions, non-lock related, in this video, and we're gonna do that. Now, I can't promise you that it's gonna be live, because y'all know that speaker shit is fucking with me, but we can do live-ish. Thank you guys. Happy New Year to you guys. Welcome all my new subscribers, all the oldies but goodies. Y'all know how we do. We still gonna be cussing, reading, and cackling for the new year. We gonna have no ham, no ma'am, no motherfucking Pam merch. I promise, because I did make this shit. Y'all just don't understand my schedule. Y'all just don't. But Thank you for being patient, and thank you for loving me regardless. You know? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Alright. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.